for today's cup of coffee. This stupid. It burns. Oh, God. It does. We have had a week from hell.
This is it. This is when I break. I am breaking right now. I am finally mentally cracking.
A couple of weeks ago, actually, I can't remember the exact date, but it was a week or so ago that I had to have a stent put in surgically, as far as in preparation to the blasting of the kidney stones. Now, I had no understanding of what this procedure did. I understood how it was done, general anesthesia, the thought of something in the ureter, and I thought, okay, this is to protect the ureter from the stone particles. Oh, hell no, I was totally confused on that. What that does, you know how people gauge their ears? That's exactly what that does to your urinary ureter. No, I didn't. I did not. So, on the Tuesday of this week, I had to go in for the blasting of the stone. Oh,
and
but
to
let
get
me
the stent removed.
to get the stent removed. Let me say that they sent me home after the stent insertion with no medication.
Pain medication. No pain medication.
No anything.
God.
Nothing.
No azo.
Nothing. I was in hell. And so this is why sometimes we will record a couple of videos ahead of time so that I'm not like screaming. That first night I thought, oh hell, this is drama. So I will say that the urologist, he was pretty funny, and when I got to talk to him prior to surgery this time, and I'm like, you sent me home with no medication? He's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. I said, could I have used azo? And that's something that people can use for symptoms of UTI. This is a numbing agent. It's over the counter. And I'm like, could I have used that? And he's like, yeah. I said, well, why the hell did somebody tell me this?
Why didn't you look it up?
You can't do that. It's like, call your doctor. But if the doctor's office doesn't return your phone calls, what do you do?
You Google. You use Dr. Google. You use Dr. Google.
But anyhow, he was kind. I was able to use ibuprofen, and other than a couple, staying on the azo. Yeah. So hopefully the procedure went fine. Hopefully the stone was shattered. So, but then yesterday, as far as
Did you?
I don't know. I don't know. It was a matter of just leave it alone. I'm trusting God that it's gone.
You don't.
We get up, and Voodoo, our little kitty, is our newest little kitty. We couldn't find her, and we thought she may have stayed out all night because she's an outdoor kitty. And I heard something. Called for youngest kid. She was down in the basement. I don't do steps. Can't do steps. Stairs, all that good stuff. And so he brings Kitty up, and it was a horror show. It truly was. We thought she had had a stroke. That was about the only way that I could describe it.
Head cocked to the side. One eye, the eye's pupil is extremely dilated while the other one is not.
It's constricted.
She
was spinning around in a circle. She couldn't stand up. I mean,
yeah.
If she had been a fish, it was almost like she had swim bladder problems.
Also think what happens sometimes when some animals get hit too. They act very similarly.
There was no type of a visible injury, no visible, she wasn't complaining of pain. She just couldn't stand up. And I mean, it was just...
Couldn't stand up.
Horrific. And that was Dr. Google and vestibular syndrome.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what it is. Got her in at the vet. And so basically what they have figured out at this point is that she has kitty vertigo. Yeah. Horribly.
Yeah.
So she's having to be the poor little thing, her head is still cocked to the side because she's trying to make her world seem a little more normal. Mm-hmm. And she was able to stand somewhat today. She was able to eat. We're having to give her a drink by syringe because you can't really have somebody drink while their head is cocked to the side. But now you can put cat food, wet cat food, on a bowl and put it up to their face to a certain angle to where that she was able to eat.
Yeah.
And so prayers for her, please. Mm-hmm. And it's just been, it's been a hell of a few days. And
yes,
within this,
I need.
Kid has not been able to sleep.
I need a drink.
He's like,
I need a shot of vodka. I don't need a shot of vodka. I need a whole damn glass.
I told him, I said, I had 2 kids. I said, I have no empathy for you because you were up half a night with Cat. Even a whole night with Cat. Try it for about a week. Yeah. So he's getting a little taste of what it is to adult.
For 2 weeks.
Do what?
I have not been able to sleep properly for 2 weeks.
Well, the cat ain't been sick for 2 weeks.
No.
So, anyhow, this is one of the prayers we need. The prayers.
I needed to fix me a drink.
So this was the first video post-op. I've taken magnesium, so I'm over-sedated on magnesium. For real.
Wonky on that.
Magnesium is one of those things that it can mess with the absorption of other medications. So I try to take that when when it's not around time for other medications.
Can we?
Which was midday.
Can we just turn this into like a general update thing?
It is a general update thing, but that goes along with our story.
But also, like, tell them about what happened with the truck and all that shit.
No, that's personal stuff.
I want to tell.
No.
Why not? They don't want your shit.
I don't know. Just go on with this.
No, petty motherfucker.
He's going to do it anyhow.
Why don't you want to say anything about it?
Because that's kind of pointless.
Funny.
It's kind of pointless.
It's funny and it shocked you and me both.
Yeah, when somebody with a rollback pulls up in your driveway and drops a truck off and you're like, what? And that the truck is broken and doesn't work and now it's behind the ghetto mobile and we got to figure out how to get the ghetto mobile out from us where we can get on the road.
Yeah.
And that was just because that people who had the truck belongs to my mother, and she had allowed people, because she's overly kind, to use this for over 2 years or close to 2 years. Mm-hmm. She's still been paying the insurance on it, paying the tags on it.
Yep.
We had asked about a month or 2 ago.
Oh, it's been longer than
if
that.
If we could, to say, hey, we need the truck. We've got to get wood in for the winter. We've got other things that we need to do. And they're like, oh, the truck needs this part, all this stuff. And they made some big production out of it. I don't think it's asking too much for someone to return something that they had borrowed. Mm-hmm. So this rollback pulls up today, drops the truck off. The individual who had borrowed it, one of them, spins out.
Literally.
Above our driveway, goes zooming down the road, puts their hand up over their face where they don't even have to look at us. And we're like, what the hell?
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? All I did... Literally... The only reason I asked for the truck was because I needed it for one day.
Yeah.
One day.
Willing to get some firewood.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, because oil prices are stupid. It's probably going to get an on that.
But for what I needed it for,
was one day. So, this goes to the theme. Only instead of young people, I'm just going to say stupid in general. People are getting more stupid. And that this comes from the Daily Mail. This was written a few years back. And this was by Isabella Fish and was written on... Isn't that a tragic last name to have, truly? June 11th, 2018, and was updated June 12th, 2018. And they were saying that young people's IQ scores have started to deteriorate after climbing steadily since World War II, a study had found, and the file, which equates to about 7 points per generation. Now, IQ points, that's pretty significant. Is believed to have begun with those born in 1975, according to the first authoritative study of the phenomenon. The drop in scores marks the end of a trend known as the Flynn effect, which has seen average IQs rise for the past 60 to 70 years by roughly 3 points a decade. And scientists have described the results as impressive but pretty worrying, according to the Times. The decline is to do with a difference in technique and the way languages and maths are taught in school, scientists have suggested.
Yeah, because they decided to teach it in such a fucked up way.
Well, not in well, yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Yes, let's go against how for hundreds of years something has been taught and had been successful.
Yeah,
I think it has to do with arrogance, and it says
it does.
It could also.
It also deals with the fact that they are trying to control the population.
Well, yeah, that's true. It could also be down to people spending more time on technological devices instead of reading books. And it says Stuart Ritchie, a psychologist at the University of Edinburgh, who did not take part in the research, told the newspaper, quote, "This is the most convincing evidence yet of a reversal of the Flynn effect. If you assume the model is correct, the results are impressive and pretty worrying," end quote. However, IQ scores might have fallen since the turn of the millennium, according to previous studies. 2 British studies suggested that the fall was between 2.5 and 4.3 points every 10 years, but due to limited research, their results are not widely accepted. And you had this one study that I'm not even going to try because these people are Norwegian, not even going to try those names today, found that the men's IQs were lower than the scores of their fathers when they were the same age, and the pair analyzed the scores from a standard IQ test over 730,000 men. So that was a pretty widespread thing. But these men have reported for national service between 1970 and 2009. So I would say, I think over there it's sort of like Israel, where everybody has to serve a certain amount of time instead of it being voluntary.
Yeah.
The research has been published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences of the United States American Journal, so apparently was peer-reviewed. Sitting here going... It says the findings came after scientists revealed in December 2017...
Wait, I got another thing for that.
I was just... You stopped me mid-sentence, dude! Seriously?
Fine. Fine. You won't ever get to hear it. You won't get to know.
The findings come after scientists revealed in December 2017 that regularly eating fish improves children's intelligence as well as helping them to sleep better. Now, what's going on is a little more than a can of, Starkist is going to do it. The rest of this article, and the article link will be in the description box, very much could have been some kind of Captain D's commercial. About the fish and this and that and the other. What is going on is more than that. But it's interesting because TikTok became available worldwide in 2018.
There's been a lot of stupid on TikTok. There really has. I think that's where the Tide Pod Challenge was most popular.
There has been a lot of stupid, not only with the TikTok, but with television programming, all this. It's, and ads. Oh my God, the ads used to be clever, and now it's political agenda. Mm-hmm. So,
has been for a long time.
It has, and it's just apparently it's very effective. Do you want to tell some of the TikTok things? He shows me stuff off of this occasionally, and I am appalled.
I left my phone in there.
The most recent one today was that he had shown me someone was going to, cook a pizza in an oven. And
She
these
had it on a
strings of
plastic cutting
stuff.
board.
Yes, she had placed it on a plastic cutting board and placed that in the oven.
But we have known people that have done very similar with
This
cutlery.
is why
Not cutlery, scissors.
This is why we have warning labels that are on products that you're like, why in the hell? But it's because somebody has done something remarkably stupid.
Oh, we have known
And
people that have done.
Everybody has DARP moments, truly. But if you're in that state of cognitive decline, eat a pack of crackers. Don't even try to cook.
I have burnt the shit out of popcorn in the microwave before.
Yeah.
I have burnt the shit out of that.
But why? Why? Seriously.
I got distracted.
Exactly.
But I also had unmedicated ADHD at the time.
Yes, but with that combined with the constant barrage of, information into your brain, is that going to make that condition worse? I suggest that it does.
And think TikTok wasn't a thing when that happened.
And it takes, 3 minutes to let a bag of popcorn pop in the microwave? It's under 5, I know that.
Oh, not in hours. It takes like 2 minutes.
Okay, so you could not stand there in the kitchen for 2 minutes until a product finished cooking.
Yeah, you're right, because I had to go pee.
Okay, I got a question. Why didn't you go pee before you put the
Because I didn't
popcorn?
have to.
Oh, my God.
And it just hit me.
Then why didn't you stop the microwave?
Why the fuck would I do that? Why the fuck would I do that?
There appears to be a lack, and it's not just him.
I mean, obviously I would do that now.
It's not just
but
him.
Then it's like, why the fuck would I do that now? That's just wasting time.
But it is an inability to prioritize as far as logical thinking, rational thinking, that frontal lobe thing. If I do this, this can happen. Okay, I need to do this, so therefore that's going to have to wait. So this is, it's funny, but it is also very concerning because we have people that are doing things like driving, that are doing the surgeries. I'm glad that my surgeon was, that he was
Frontal
my
lobe
age and maybe a
shrinkage.
little
It does
older.
not fix itself until it's 25.
I'll tell you something. I'm wondering if it's not taking longer than that. Are we doing things, that seem to be very, just funny or superficial or whatever, that have a much greater level as far as preventing different processes, brain processes, from formulating correctly? Are our brains truly being hacked?
Maybe.
Well, there's a lot of the theories about different waves coming through the TVs and the, computers and all this stuff. One of the studies that I had read said that even if people put their smartphones or whatever in, like a pocketbook or whatever, if it was in the same room, it still could disrupt, I think it may be in sleep cycles or something, which I'm bad about that. I will sit there and sleep to audiobooks or whatever.
Yeah, and I put on music.
Yeah, so either way, if it's through a TV or, I don't know.
Put that Pure Mood CD on repeat.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to do is get just an actual CD player and I like that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me play it the other day.
That's a peaceful sleep thing. I don't want to play that while I'm driving. That's counterproductive.
You were in the hospital.
Well, it's hard to tell what they were playing while I was in the operating room.
You were playing 5 Feet of Death Punch.
Yes, that's what I would rather have had the surgical team be pumped and ready for action rather than a little too sedate.
Surgical
I
team
was the one that
after.
was sedated.
It was long gone. We were ready to wheel your ass out.
Oh. So anyhow, one day, not even a full 24 hours post-op, I'm having to go to the vet and doing all that stuff and blah, blah, blah. And so I was a little exhausted.
She didn't have to lift
today.
the cat, though.
Yeah, they had told me I wasn't supposed to lift anything over 10 pounds for 2 weeks. And I'm like, hell, that ain't going to happen. That's just general life. That means I can't even pick up I can't pick up high-low.
Exactly. You shouldn't be picking her up, technically.
But, I mean, seriously, when you go into the stores and people are so distracted, and when you do have people that don't have the forethought, if I put something plastic in an oven at 400 degrees, it's going to melt. And then they act surprised. And there's been other things. And maybe it's just that people have the tools now to make their stupid, instead of it being private, it's now worldwide. So, I don't know. I mean, everybody has dark moments. Everybody gets really fatigued. Other things happen. But when those things happen on a, frequent time frame.
I don't know if that's a frequent thing. I mean, that could have just been like a really freak, like derp, like, oh shit.
But then why would you want to put it on the web? Seriously.
That's fucking funny.
No, I try to. Maybe it's just because I am a Leo. I try to hide my stupid. I don't want everybody to know my stupids. Anyhow, but he has shown quite a few things on the TikTok, which is why I don't do the social media things well at all, period.
Hold on. I will be right back.
I don't know. He went through there to get his cell phone because I think he was getting ready to have a seizure without it, but...
No, you wanted me to make examples of TikToks?
Yes.
I wanted to fill y'all in on Jade.
There was somebody in a parking lot somewhere. I was hoping that maybe that was just a sound bite that she had superimposed,
I think
or
it
whatever.
is. Let me see.
It's got to be.
I wanted to fill y'all in.
But,
it is.
Okay. That's what I thought it had to be. And some of those things can be funny and amusing, but when you are doing this, when that is your focus of existence for 16, 18 hours out of a 24-hour day, there's a problem. There is a severe problem.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
And it's like we have known people that you cannot have an intellectual discussion with them because they don't have the capacity and they've not had any kind of life experience outside of a box to speak. And this is why you have to have warning labels. Do not eat a suppository. Stuff that those of us that are older laugh about.
Don't eat as
when you've got warning labels on knives, caution, object sharp. I had actually pulled up some of the it was headlines. Some of them had gone back to the 70s that were hilarious. And I've done it before. I have done it in high school, writing headlines, and it just sort of that naivete. And one had written it on the on the blackboard. That was back when we had blackboards, and the class just sort of erupted in laughter. And I'm like, what? And it was a sports headline, two different teams. And then I stood back and I read it, and I'm like, oh my God, I was appalled.
What did it say?
Valleydale beats Malcolm's meets. And I was like, oh God. And because I was one of these very, very introverted kids, I wanted to crawl under the tile on the floor. I really did, and I was the eraser, and then it's like my face was just blazing red, and I just wanted to die. It was one of those teenage moments. Because I was so embarrassed. I was.
Why?
Because I was a very introverted, anxious child. I got over some of it. I got over quite a bit of it. So everybody has derp moments, but at least it wasn't in a national newspaper. It wasn't on a worldwide website. Proofreading. That's why you're supposed to have editors to sit there and go, no, you had a derp moment there. But are people getting more stupid? I mean, it's not like people hadn't observed that, but there is some scientific evidence. He's wanting to play something else.
No,
go ahead.
Continue what you were saying.
On a much happier note, finally went and researched what youngest kid had told me quite a while back. The weekly world news is online.
Yes.
And he's working on some kind of, I don't know, what was it, some kind of platform or whatever, so we can show whatever,
Me?
Yes.
No.
Whatever the screen is, and then we'll have the voiceover on it.
Streamlabs. I'm trying to get her to use Streamlabs.
He doesn't understand that self-taught with the computers from years back.
I am self-taught too. I have taught myself everything that I know.
Back in the day, his father and I have talked about how back in the day when home computers were first a thing, personal computers, and that you could actually still get into like the BIOS, you could get into the tree, you could get in there and screw around with code and could fix it. Mm-hmm. You could sit there and go, oh, it's a semicolon, it's supposed to be a colon, and or you could also totally wreck your computer.
Yes.
So everything has become a lot easier, but as far as the toys that they have today, the different ways that things are done, and then these kids are sitting there going, you don't know what you're doing. And it's just like, shut up. Just flat out at a certain point, it's like, shut up. Young. And sitting there think they know it all.
No, it's a matter of if I don't know how to use something, like, for example, Streamlabs, because I didn't know how to use it immediately. I looked up tutorials on YouTube.
That's because you took a few minutes out of the TikToks.
This was before TikTok was a thing.
I have pissed him off.
No, you didn't. Now that.
So, are they getting more stupid? Yes. Are we distracted from things that are truly important? Yes. Because now that was one of the things when Kitty is in the floor spinning, to hell with the cell phone other than trying to find some kind of diagnosis.
No, that panicked.
And Crazy Funny Cats, God bless you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Yeah.
You have always been so wonderful and so prompt in responding anytime that we've had any problems with kitties. Mm-hmm. Because he's our go-to expert on feline health. He's done that for a very long time.
Yeah. And seriously, thank you. But I was freaked out.
We were panicking. It was just...
I was bawling my eyes out.
We didn't know if she had had a stroke. This is why we asked for prayers, because God forbid that it be something other than vestibular syndrome.
I didn't know if she had a stroke, if she got bit by a poisonous spider, if she broke something.
Well,
no.
It was diagnosis. There was no apparent pain. Going down the spine, checking the limbs. It's just basic triage, whether it's cats or people's. But
it's time for her medicine.
It is, and trying to hold the wet cat food at like a 75-degree angle. Mm-hmm. It has great viscosity. It does.
Yes.
Observe the stupids. If you would like to share your experiences with the stupids, your theories about the stupids, put that in the comment section there. If you've had experiences with paranormal, supernatural encounters, UFOs, aliens, cryptids, petty, stupid people that are offended when you ask them to return stuff that belongs to you.
Or that get offended when you say that you're annoyed by the panic in their voice.
If you've got local, regional, or family myths or legends, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. This full moon has been kicking ass and taking names, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Some of us all out of bubblegum at this point. Know that you are loved, that you're appreciated. If you need prayers from us, hey, send us an email. Now, it may be this is part of the reason it's taken me some while to reply to some people. I apologize. Hopefully by this weekend I can catch up on some emails and different things like that. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to take magnesium for a few days after this.
No.
If you need to sleep, check with your doctor and your healthcare provider and see if magnesium is correct for you.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all. Have a good and...
Dollar Tree is not just a job, it's a career. Dollar Tree.
Oh, God. Somebody has to work at Dollar Tree. And please know that those of you who share coffee with us, we know that you are not part of the stupid. Yeah. And we are grateful. Go to some of the different platforms there and read some of the comments. We've got some really intelligent, deep conversations on some things. We really do.
She's the woman that says Prince is still alive and he's just around shape-shifting or whatever.
Prince is a shapeshifter now? Okay, is he on the island
she was engaged with him and all that stuff.
Okay.
And it's not true.
It goes along with Bigfoot now working at the truck stop as a hooker. Weekly World News. See what you've missed for all these. I have missed the Bat Boy. I had missed that Bat Child. He's important in my world. Know that you're loved, and we'll see you.
The one with the weird squished up face, like.
Oh, we will see you. See you on the next cup. Bye.